Chair lays out House Bill 549 by Representative Vasut relating to the availability and use of airway clearance devices at public school campuses. The chair recognizes Representative Leo Wilson to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, for the opportunity to lay out Bill 549 for Cody Vasut today. Many of you may be familiar with airway clearance devices that use vacuum seal to help dislodge an object from someone's throat in the event of emergency. Cody said he has two at his house. Recently, the Angleton Volunteer Fire Department donated one of these devices to each campus in our school district to ensure that educators have access to these devices in a choking emergency. House Bill 549 requires school districts throughout the state to follow suit and make a suitable airway clearance device available at each campus, and only if the device is either donated in its original packaging or the district receives an appropriation or donation to purchase the device. This ensures life-saving devices are available at schools to help prevent choking deaths, while also ensuring our schools are not stuck with unfunded mandates from the legislature. The bill also ensures that schools are protected from liability from providing the devices and includes other provisions to ensure if a school has the devices that the school employee who is trained on proper use of the device is stored near an area where the kids are eating, such as the cafeteria. The bill does not supplant the Heimlich maneuver or otherwise alter the policies and procedures that are currently used by school districts in responding to choking emergencies. It only helps ensure another tool that may save a child's life is on hand. And I can maybe answer questions depending on the information he has provided me.
All right. Members, any questions for Representative Leo Wilson about Cody Vasut's bill? All right. If there's no questions, we'll move on to testimony. And we have two witnesses registered right now. Chair calls Becca Harkleroad and Debbie Myers. Okay, I show you registered as Becca Harkleroad. Testifying on behalf of the Texas School Nurses Association and yourself, testifying against the bill. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And I show you registered as Debbie Myers on behalf of the Weston Mandrell Foundation and yourself, testifying for the bill. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Ms. Harkleroad, you may begin.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Becca Harkleroad. I'm a nationally certified school nurse and the executive director for Texas School Nurses Organization, and we are against this bill as it's written. It's no surprise for y'all to hear how much school nurses value emergency preparedness. We train and empower staff to respond quickly and provide life-saving care in an emergency. And when we train folks, we utilize methods that are backed by research and endorsed by public health authorities. The issue we have with this bill is that these anti-choker devices are not yet supported by valid evidence-based research. They're not included in the choking protocols from the American Heart Association, the American Red Cross, or the National EMS scope of practice. In fact, in 2024, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued a safety brief advising against the use of these devices, pointing out that their safety and efficacy have yet to be established. I know there are personal stories out there, and they're very compelling, but in healthcare, data drives decisions. Any arguments that the Red Cross endorses the use of these products should probably get another look, because actually in the systematic review of their choking protocols, the Red Cross Scientific Advisory Council flagged the existing research on this topic to be low quality, weak, and biased. The council actually said in their review that they didn't have sufficient evidence to support the use of these devices or discourage it. So they made a weak recommendation that folks could give it a try if all other efforts failed. But if you look on the Red Cross's current choking first aid webpage, these devices are not mentioned at all. Now, I want to point out that none of these health authorities are saying not ever to these devices, and neither are we. We're just saying not yet. not until scientific research is sufficient to show that they're safe and effective. Until then, TSNO recommends continuing to train all school staff in the existing approved choking protocols, all of which include abdominal thrusts and none of which include anti-choking devices such as these. I appreciate you taking the time to hear my concerns.
All right. Thank you very much for your testimony, Ms. Myers.
Yes, thank you, Chairman and Committee. I'm here today for the Weston Mandrell Foundation, and Weston Mandrell is my grandson. He choked and did not make it at the age of 18 months. We had no clue what an airway clearing device was, nor did we know that they were in the public to be used. So we opened our foundation to become knowledgeable about those devices and to pass that education on to our community. In that process, we were able to equip 22 school districts with airway clearance devices, 36 restaurants, daycares, nursing homes, where we thought that the devices would be used best. 3 weeks after we contributed those devices to our own personal school district in Rains County, an elementary child had a quarter in his mouth and swallowed the quarter. It choked him. It cut off the airway device. They proceeded with the Heimlich, which is what these airway clearance devices say. Use the Heimlich first. If the Heimlich doesn't work, then you have this device to back that up. You have 7 minutes to clear an airway so that you can breathe again. Choking is the fourth leading cause of death in children. So while I tell you that this child, they were not able to remove the quarter from the child's throat. They were able to dislodge it enough for him to breathe until paramedics could get there. That was within a 7-minute span. We were not as fortunate with Weston. It took longer than 7 minutes, and he did not survive. So it has been our approach that we make sure that individuals knew about it. They can use their own discretion, see whether they want it. I will tell you that our foundation has presented over 500 devices out in the public. So I request of you that you would look at this bill and understand it's on a donation basis. There is a airway clearance device company, manufacturer out there that has already agreed they will participate and give one clearance device to each school district in the state of Texas. So I ask that you pass this bill, and I ask that you do that, honoring my grandson, Weston's legacy. And I appreciate my time to present to you today.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Members, any questions? As Chairman Ashby.
Ms. Myers, I just first off want to express my sympathy for the loss of your grandson, and I love what y'all are doing with the foundation to try to prevent another tragedy. And so, anyway, I know my mom grew up in Miller Grove.
Oh,
So
Miller Grove is one of our schools that we equipped.
I have been
Yes.
through Emory many times in my life, although it's been a while. But
Yes.
anyway, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you.
Yes. I will tell you that we have saved 3 lives through the foundation by administering these devices. I feel today, and I feel this truly in my heart, that if we had had this device, we wouldn't have lost Weston. But that's not the case that it is today. So I hope we have no more losses. You know, it's a very, very sad situation.
Me too. thank you for your powerful testimony.
Members, any more questions for these witnesses? Again, I thank you both for your thoughtful testimony, both of you. I think it really speaks to the moment. I actually own several of these devices that I've given to my daughter and son-in-law for our grandkids. Again, I know it's another tool in the toolbox, I would say.
Exactly.
And I appreciate your testimony and taking this terrible tragedy and trying to help people. That means a lot to Texas. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Members, any more questions? All right. Okay. All right. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify on, for, or against House Bill 549? If not, the chair recognizes, Representative Vasut to close on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Leo Wilson, I appreciate you laying this bill out for me. I caught the last part of the witness testimony. I hope it was beneficial to you. Just to stress again, we do have a mandate for AEDs in our school, and I looked at that. It's a mandate. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have an unfunded mandate on our schools. And that's why this is couched the way it is, that they only have to put them there if they're donated or a grant or appropriation is given to them to be able to buy them, so that our schools don't have an unfunded mandate. And it just ensures that, as Chairman Buckley said, another tool is in the toolbox, to where if a school feels that one of these devices might be needed in an emergency, they have access to it. It doesn't change the procedures. If they still want to do the Heimlich maneuver or follow whatever guidelines they want, they still can. It's just another tool available. So happy to answer any questions.
All right, members, any questions for Representative Vasut? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman.
If there's no objection, the bill will be left pending. Is there objection, Chair? Here's none. The bill's left pending. Okay. Members, that concludes all of the bills. We will move now to pending business.